It's the day after Election Day.
Yes, it is.
And we're going to get political.
There's nothing a little music can't help. Rockin' and rollin'. Down to the beach I'm strolling. But the seagulls poke at my head. Not fun. I said, seagulls, stop it now.
That's right, folks. We're back into the podcast game.
That's right.
When better to start is the day after Election Day.
Yeah.
Kick it off right.
That's right.
And because we're not very political, we don't really know what people's policies are these days, and we avoid two things like a plague. Politics, religion.
You said two things, so...
Two things.
Okay.
Right. So, we're going to focus on the politics that actually in the real world that we worry about.
Correct.
The real world that is important to us. The reality of comic books.
Yes.
Blake, what is your political candidate? Anybody in comic book, Marvel, DC, Valiant, go ahead.
If I had to pick anybody to nominate for president, there's a few that come to mind. I like Magneto.
What's his running mate?
Mystique?
This is a right-hand woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see it.
All right. And,
I'm sure that that doesn't bode well for racial equality.
well, I'm just thinking of somebody who could turn things around.
Well, what does that mean for us humans?
I don't know.
We're like Homo erectus, but that's Homo superior is his thing.
Right, but, he kind of knows how to run things. I figured he'd be the one to do it.
He runs a tight ship at Genosha.
Yes, he does.
Asteroid M is tight.
Which then, we got to think, I don't even know if he could run for president because he's not an American citizen.
Yeah, but we
I have to change it.
There's someone's going to ask for his birth certificate, I'm sure.
Definitely they would. At first I thought that I would do Tony Stark, but then I figured you'd be rolling down the same thing as a Trump with Tony Stark. So I actually, the one I would really pick, which is surprising, is another billionaire. However, I think that Batman would do a great job. Not necessarily the Bruce Wayne side of it, just Batman. Batman keeps Gotham pretty much in check.
And the only reason why I'm not going to say him is because, of course, it'd be too obvious for someone to hear be the Batman fan.
Right.
And, as being comic book aficionados, I'm really going to dig deep. But Batman is a logical choice.
Yeah, I think he would do a good job.
He's smart. He knows how to manage money. He's a businessman. He's a crime fighter. He's strategic. He's got a plan. And that's what a president needs to have for anything. He knows how to plan for a plan to have a plan for a plan.
That's right.
That's his thing. I don't think anybody's going to be... I honestly think that would be the best president. At least in the DC universe, for sure.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Okay. So who would you choose?
Well, it depends. Am I going full libertarian? Then it'd be Professor X with his running mate Beast.
How is that libertarian?
Because it's going to be... I say it's libertarian because they want equality for all, and it might never happen.
I like it.
It's a pie in the sky mentality for a lot of things.
Okay, I can dig.
But you can see how that goes that way. I think
I'm a little.
But you see,
the reason we stay away from politics is because now I'm highly offended that you're calling libertarians pie in the sky.
No, it's not that. It's just that's always been the. I guess everybody has that certain thing. They say, "Oh, these people are always this. These people are always this." What they always say. White people like taffy.
True.
Okay.
This is true.
So, nothing against it. Everybody wants a utopia. Why can't you fight for it? It's not a bad thing.
Right.
Professor X is actually one of the most well-respected and probably the most level-headed people in the thing. And I had to say that because you're ultra-conservative when you come to saying Magneto, which is going to be the opposite end of the spectrum.
Right. I figured in the vein of, I guess, the real world, I wanted to find a candidate who would piss off half the people and other people would be fine with.
Well, yeah,
that seems to be the going trend.
That's analogies. That's very analogous to what's going on. But I think I'd be ended up going very ultra-conservative for my candidate, too.
Okay.
Ozymandias.
The rock guy?
No.
That's called a callback right there.
Yes. Go back to our first podcast.
Yes.
I totally butchered that. There is two, for people that don't know, that really gets, there is two Ozymandias characters. One in the Watchmen universe, which is now consequently the DC universe, and one that is in the Marvel universe, which is a lackey of Apocalypse that's made out of rocks.
Yes.
And they, for a whole podcast, they were talking about the Watchmen, and I'm thinking about the lower name
We
character.
don't have to explain that to them. They can go back and listen to it.
Yeah. Get our ratings back up.
That's
if
right.
it still exists. Okay, so yeah, I mean at the end of the Watchmen, he started World War III?
Mm-hmm.
Or he ended World he dropped the bomb on someone to end World War III before it happened. And at first you're like, this guy's the villain. But then even Dr. Manhattan, that is so foresighted, he's like God among men, he's otherworldly, was like, yeah, Rorschach, you can't tell on him because he's actually got a point.
Well, why don't we just elect Dr. Manhattan?
Because Dr. Manhattan's not going to stay here. He ain't worried about the United States.
Well,
he's somewhere else. He's worried about the world.
maybe if he had the sweet gig of being the president, he would stay.
Yeah, well, no, he ain't worried about all that. If his woman ain't getting him to stay,
You need to have a first lady.
she already left him for Owl Man. He can't keep that locked down. How you gonna keep presidency?
Yeah, but now he's the president.
Yeah. Anyway, Ozymandias can make the hard choices.
I guess.
He makes the hard choices.
All right.
His running mate. I thought long and hard about this.
So now, how about this? Who would you compare the two people that were running?
Well, I still gotta say my running mate for him.
I didn't go into all that.
Yeah, you
detail.
did.
You asked me. Oh, go ahead.
Mystique.
Go ahead.
The Calculator.
Who's the Calculator? I've never heard of this.
He's like one of the low tier villains in like the Marvel universe. But his whole thing is he's a genius when it comes to numbers and the economy, which is what we need. He's the guy that cooks the books for all the major supervillains. He's the one that actually knows how to shift their money.
Oh yeah, that's great.
So you have a guy that gets us back financially, and you got the iron fist that makes tough choices. So you have
somebody that's willing to like go to war, and another one that's willing to...
No, there was never war because he ended it before it happened.
But, yeah, okay. Corruption abounds, though.
Yeah, he makes it happen.
I guess what we should have said would be Captain America, because he would do it right.
They actually said at the end of Watchmen that the Watchmen universe entered a utopia after that event.
Yeah, I bet.
Gone.
Yeah. Shows how interesting that was, because they never made a book about that. So anyway, who would you compare the I guess they're former candidates at this point, to, like, if you had to compare them to a superhero or supervillain, who would you say, like, Donald Trump is most like?
Donald Trump, I see Victor Von Doom.
I agree.
Hillary Clinton, I see Red Skull. I want to get a lot of crap for that. Gary Johnson, I see Plastic Man.
Plastic Man? Okay.
No one's being taken seriously at this moment.
Oh.
We have someone that don't want to show up, and someone that's a criminal, and someone that's just too slapstick to take seriously.
Right. I think Von Doom is a perfect thing for Trump, especially with the Secret Wars and him having the wall. You know, that was kind of...
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So people that know, there was an event called Secret Wars where they made a new world, which is a patchwork of all the Marvel worlds when they blew up Marvel.
Right.
And there was a wall.
Yeah.
On the other side of the wall were zombies, so we're not going to go into that.
Zombies and Ultrons.
Ultrons.
Yes.
Zombies, Ultrons, and there was a third. The Annihilus fleet.
Right.
The insects.
Yeah.
So when someone got the boot, they kicked them over the wall.
Yeah.
That was the punishment.
Yeah. So,
Iron Fist.
Yeah. I think... So I agree with you for him for that.
And, you know, in all honesty, Victor Von Doom had a point. People are coming on across that wall, not good people over there. Because in that reality, they were bad.
Well, yeah, they were.
In this reality, they're not. But that reality,
exactly. Yeah,
that's a different. A different ball game.
Yeah, it's a big difference when you're dealing with zombies and Ultrons. I mean, it's a big difference.
Zombies, Ultrons, and green cards is way different stories.
I would say For Hillary Clinton, my choice would be Squirrel Girl.
She's undefeatable.
Not because she's undefeatable, because she's there for no reason, but for some reason everybody still likes her.
Ooh, good point.
And
but I say it's because she's. If people don't know that character, Marvel made a stupid character called Squirrel Girl, and the whole point was that she has squirrel powers, but she's
nobody's ever beaten her in a fight.
No, she beat Galactus.
Yeah.
So basically, she's unbelievable, and the reason why she beats everything is because the writers have the comic books rigged.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
You can't beat the Squirrel Girl administration. Right.
Yeah.
It's rigged from the get-go.
Yeah. She's got a whole team. So but then like my Gary Johnson pick, and I guess this is showing my true colors, would actually be Captain America.
Oh, come on.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Captain America.
Alright.
He's all about freedom. All about freedom.
I'm not even going to say my candidate.
And everybody knows for a fact, Steve Rogers gets down with the ganj. Everybody knows that. It's common. Like, it wasn't always a star on the shield. It was a little weed leaf at first. And then, like, Stark was like, nah, man, you got to put a star on there. You're Captain America.
Yeah.
So that's how it really went. I mean, that was just the way it goes.
Yeah. And, folks, this is going to be as close to politics as we get.
Yes. So, we thought maybe this might brighten your day after the election day. Because, as I said, half of you are really mad right now. Half of you are really happy.
I mean, and thing to keep in mind, we're being lighthearted. We're going to make a joke no matter who the candidate was. Could be completely different candidates no matter how much of a show this was this election year.
Ultimately, we could just be happy that it isn't Victor Von Doom.
Ultimately, it's not actually Doom. It's not actually Red Skull. It's
Yeah.
just people we joke around and call it that because it's funny.
That's right. So, anyway, this is going to be our new morning show. And the show will be up every day at 7 o'clock. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Every day at 7.
Every day, 7 a.m.
So that
morning
means
show.
We're taking time away from our busy schedules to do a morning show.
Yeah, so check us out at geekbattleroyale.com. That's GeekBattle Royale with an E.com.
Yes.
Also, you can find us on SoundCloud and Spreaker.com.
And Facebook and Twitter and YouTube.
Yep. YouTube, just put Geek Battle Royale.
All right, so see y'all tomorrow with another morning podcast.
There's nothing a little music can't help. Rockin' and rollin'. Down to the beach I'm strolling. But the seagulls poke at my head. Not fun. I said, seagulls, stop it now.
Talk to you tomorrow.